My name is Vlad Korishev. Worked as an editor on the film Patient Zero, directed by Jerome Chagnon. For the most part, worked on more avant-garde, experimental, darker genre films. So Resident Evil was basically me kind of swimming in my own water. I moved to America from Ukraine, and my very first video game console in America was given to me by my dad for my birthday. And the very first video game I had was Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. I went forward in the series, and then I only played the second game. I never played the first game, but I fell in love with it. I've beaten all the games from third on, and I've loved zombies ever since the third game, and I love the theme, what they did with the sound. For the time, what the gameplay was, and it was a different experience for me, and it scared me. You know, I like to be scared. When he said that he wanted to do this Resident Evil film, I just got super excited, and I said, you know, I want to be on board for this because of my passion for it. And he told me it was going to be more about the characters, less about the blood and zombies. You know, obviously a Resident Evil movie has to have blood in it, but even though I knew it was more about connections between the characters, I still, you know, with the characters' names and the plots and just the whole film thematically, it really attracted me. I knew I wanted to work on it to rekindle myself with the past. What I went through was I got all the footage from Jerome, and I started putting assemblies together. Jerome is an auteur, so he's got a very distinct vision of what he wants, and I really like that, and it's different from other projects that I've worked on where it was more up to me as a post-production supervisor to kind of generate a mood and a theme. Whereas in Jerome's piece, he really had it nailed down. He really had a strong vision, so it was a pleasure working with him in that sense. In the same sense as it's a good thing that Jerome's an auteur and he has a strong vision, it kind of leaves a little less creativity for me because he kind of knows exactly what he wants. That's probably the only challenge I had. Besides that, everything went really smooth on the project. In terms of the cutting, it was very much of a back and forth between Jerome and I. We used iChat a lot and shared screens. You know, he would look at my screen and watch me edit from his house, so that was very helpful. And yeah, it was a very cooperative experience with Jerome in that sense. It was good because he would watch me, and then he could actually take control of my computer, and you know, he'd be like, no, this is what I'm talking about, you know, and like actually point at certain things. No, it was pretty much editing 101, you know. I mean, he really knew what he wanted to do, and I just, you know, he kind of left it up to me because I guess he trusts me because he knows I have a background in this, and generally a passion. I think it's more about passion and being motivated to do this kind of work. I enjoy other people that are not, you know, that have a different background, and Jerome's got a different background, and I really was interested in seeing how he was gonna tell the Resident Evil story, you know, through his eyes. So that was another motivation.